Alport Syndrome Foundation, ASF, was established as a nonprofit patient organization in the U.S. in 2007. For many years, ASF has been building relationships with researchers, clinicians, pharmaceutical and biotech companies, and the FDA. We now have experience acting as a convener for these stakeholders and have been investing funds into collaborative projects and research in our rare genetic kidney disease. In context, it's important to highlight several key efforts that eventually led to the December 2nd, 2025 in-person full-day meeting with the FDA to align on a roadmap for the ASSENT Initiative, Alport Syndrome Surrogate Endpoint Network. The first key effort was ASF's clinical trial recommendations meeting in 2018, made possible by patient funds contributed to Alport Syndrome Foundation. Some of the same dedicated participants played significant roles in both this 2018 meeting and the 2025 ASSENT Roadmap Alignment meeting. A published article in Kidney International summarized the findings from that meeting and helped begin to document disease expert and regulatory perspective on drug development for Alport syndrome. At that meeting, many of us remember Dr. Thompson's important question framed to our community of stakeholders. Where is your pharmaceutical pipeline? At that point, ASF had clearly invested in building an engaged patient community and helped shape a landscape of dedicated researchers, but pharmaceutical interest remained quite minimal. Later that year, in November 2018, ASF partnered with the National Kidney Foundation to organize and implement an externally led patient-focused drug development meeting on Alport syndrome with the FDA. Funds raised from our patient community were again used to help organize that meeting, which resulted in the publication of the 2019 Voice of the Patient report. The challenges in drug development documented in the Voice of the Patient report have remained the same between 2018 and the end of 2025. However, for all the individuals that participated on the patient panels at that meeting, their lives have changed significantly, including major disease progression. All but one have undergone dialysis and kidney transplant and experienced many of the challenges that come with transplant life. Yet our community still does not have any FDA-approved therapies for this disease that was first described and published by Cecil Alport dating back to 1927, almost 100 years ago. The FDA's Dr. Lisa Thompson's important challenge to our community was taken very seriously by Alport Syndrome Foundation. As an organization, we spent the past 5 years investing in human data collection. This includes organizing and sponsoring the ASF Alport Patient Registry, launched late 2023 in the U.S., which now has more than 600 participants. We also worked to shape and sponsor a 3-year, 72-person cohort of Alport patients with biosamples in partnership with the Neptune Consortium in the U.S., a cohort which fully enrolled within 18 months. In 2025 alone, with funds raised from our community, ASF spent more than $280,000 in research-focused activities. This is part of an overall strategy to attract pharmaceutical interest. We're grateful that patient groups in other countries are also organizing and contributing to this valuable effort to collect and make patient data available for drug development. These efforts have helped bring results. Between 2019 and 2025, ASF has signed NDAs and become engaged with more than 36 companies that are in some phase of preclinical to clinical exploration of our kidney disease. Some programs have paused, some have dropped out, and others are moving forward. In May 2025, ASF held a research and regulatory workshop on Alport syndrome. This was made possible by the commitment of the FDA Cardiology and Nephrology Division to participate. ASF raised the funds to organize and host a 2-day in-person meeting focused on shaping a clear regulatory pathway for companies investing in clinical studies in Alport syndrome. We're honored that an extraordinary group of stakeholders participated in that historic meeting. Discussion and conclusions from that U.S. workshop led directly to the formation of the ASSENT work group and the December 2025 in-person roadmap alignment meeting held on the FDA's White Oak campus. ASSENT is an international initiative to develop efficient surrogate endpoints to stimulate drug development and bring new therapies to patients with Alport syndrome. This initiative aims to bring together analysis of data sets from around the world to provide robust evidence to support surrogate endpoint use. Key stakeholders include patients, caregivers, academics, nephrologists, biostatisticians, dataset holders, regulators, and will at the appropriate time include industry partners. Key meeting objectives for our December 2025 meeting included alignment on a proposed draft statistical analysis plan shaped by the ASSENT work group, alignment on the biological plausibility of proteinuria and eGFR as surrogate endpoints for pivotal trials in Alport syndrome. All meeting objectives were met. We're grateful to all that prepared for and participated in this valuable meeting. An extraordinary group of experts came together, all volunteering their time and expertise to prepare for these important discussions and shape a statistical analysis plan that was met with approval by the FDA. A volunteer steering committee has been organized. We look forward to partnering with patient registries internationally, and the work is advancing. For questions or more information about the ASSENT Initiative, please contact info@alportsyndrome.org.